salts. pH value, I had explained what is meant by the pH value. It is the importance of pH value in our daily life. How in our daily life pH value becomes very important. See, plants and animals and microorganisms and we human beings all are living organisms. pH value is needed for all these living organisms to survive, to remain alive. What is needed? pH range is needed. Okay, what is that pH range? In plants, 5.8 to 6.2 is the pH range which is required for the plant to survive. Below 5.8, above 6.2, the plant cannot survive if the pH value increases. For example, you know that the air pollution has become more. So many factories are there, chemical fertilizer factories are there, then textile factories are there. They are releasing the smoke. If the smoke contains sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gases, this will mix with the air. In air, water vapor is there. So what will happen? The water vapor, either sulfur dioxide or sulfur trioxide mixes, it gets converted into sulfuric acid. So this acid will mix with the rain and will fall on the earth. If it falls on the plants, that what happens, the pH value of 5.6 will decrease. It will become acidic. The soil will become acidic and the water will also become acidic. And if that water is taken by the plants cannot survive. The plants will die. Not only that, even if that acid rain falls on the monuments, the monument's color will also change. It will become black in color. That much, what is that? Acid rain is so much dangerous. So if monuments, that is non-living things, are only affected, then you can think what about the living things. The plants are affected. If what will happen? The acid rain falls, the acidic value goes down. If it goes, that is 5.6, if it decreases, the plants cannot survive in that acidic, what to call it as, environment. So the plants will start dying. That is what the plants pH value is how much? 5.8 to 6.2. That is why the farmers, they will now and then will be checking the pH values so that the growth of the plants can be healthy. So the pH value of water is very important for the plant. So how much it should be? 5.8 to 6.2. For human beings also, that is a normal, what to call it as, pH value, and there is a pH value of water which is normal for plants also and for animals also. The pH value should be in this range. If it is high or if it is low, it affects even the human beings also, plants also and animals also. Next, let us see in human being blood. Circulatory system, I explained you, blood is very important. It carries the oxygen. Okay, why? Because it has a red pigment, hemoglobin, which will carry oxygen to each and every cell of our body. So the blood pH value should be 7.3 to 7.4. 7.35 it will decrease, or 7.45 it increases. It affects our body. Okay, this information is not given in your books. This is extra information whatever I am giving. Listen to this. So what is the blood pH value? Our blood pH value is 7.35 to 7.45. 7.35 less means it will become acidic and 7.45 means it will become alkali. What happens over here? If pH value falls below 7.35, you will get what? Acidosis. You will suffer from a disease called as acidosis. What is this acidosis? The acid level in the body will increase, or the carbon dioxide level will increase in our body. That means whatever the waste or exchange of gases, the carbon dioxide should be thrown out. It won't be thrown out. It will remain in our body. Only a small percentage of carbon dioxide will be thrown out as a waste. So carbon dioxide start accumulating in our body. or the acid starts accumulating in our body. So we'll suffer from a disease called as acidosis. What will happen? Nausea will be there, vomiting will be there, fatigue will be there, tiredness will be there. Our body will suffer with all these things when the pH value falls below 7.35. That is what acidosis we call it. This is an acidosis. What happens, ma'am, if the pH value increases 7.5? Yes, it also affects our body. If the pH value increases above 7.5, we suffer from a disease called as alkalosis. Means what happens? The alkaline content in our body increases. That is, the bicarbonate increases and the level of the carbon dioxide decreases. Even the level of the carbon dioxide suddenly in our body should not be decreased. It will affect our body. Okay, and bicarbonate, the alkalis will start increasing, means whatever our body cells is there, it needs a certain percentage of bicarbonate only. So what will happen? The growth of that cells will be affected, and the level of the carbon dioxide should not decrease at a time. What will happen? If the level of the carbon dioxide is decreased, so our whatever the carbon dioxide wastage is there, it will be thrown out. But what will happen? The level of the carbon dioxide decreases, means it is also not good for our body. Suddenly the level should not fall down. That means what? Our human body blood should remain 7.35 to 7.45. That is very important. We should keep in mind that our pH value of the blood should not decrease or should not increase. If decreases, acidosis will come. If it increases, alkalosis will come. So the person will be affected by these diseases. So that is what the pH value of what you call it as in everyday life. So plants, water pH value is how much? 5.8 to 6.2. If it decreases 5.6, what will happen? The acid rain, what I told you, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide will mix with the air. Air has water vapor. It gets converted into sulfuric acid, which will mix with the air and fall on the soil. That water only the plant will absorb. So the growth of the plant will be stopped. So and sometimes the plant, excess of acid if it enters, the cells will die, and what will happen? The plants will die. That is what the pH value of water is very important for the plant. Then we saw blood. Plant needs water, but what our body needs? Our body needs blood because it is only the carrier of the food and oxygen to each and every part of the cell. That pH value should be also, how much it should be? 7.35 to 7.5. So understood how important is the pH value in our daily life. Next we'll come to the pH value of soil. Farmers are very, very accurate in the pH value of soil because they know if they want to get a good yield of crops. So what is needed? The pH value of soil. If pH value of soil is 5.5 to 7.5 means it has all the nutrients in appropriate proportion, then only the growth of the plants will take place. That is why the pH range is 5.5 to 7.5. How to check this, the pH range? A small activity is given in your textbook. What you do is that you take a test tube. If you have a field, take the soil in the test tube. Add water to it and shake it well. Soil will contain what you call it as particles which won't be dissolved. Some part of the mud will be dissolved. Keep it aside the test tube for some time. The heavy particles will settle down and above you will get a muddy water. That is a filtrate. What is that called as? That liquid is called as filtrate. Take this filtrate and you have the pH, what you call it as a paper. Take the pH paper, dip it in the filtrate, it will become green in color, means your pH value in soil is appropriate. It is between 5.5 to 7.5, means your soil is healthy. You have to know. That means you can get any crops yield very good, and what will happen? There is nothing, whatever the important nutrients should be there, it is present in the soil. So it is a healthy soil. That is how you can check the pH value. Acidic, if whatever the pH paper if you take, if it comes below 5.5, it does not change into green. If it becomes little bit reddish in color, means it is acidic in nature. So what it is? Reddish in color. Okay, that means it is acidic in nature. So your soil is having more acid, and more acid is not good. Just now only I explained you. What will happen? The plant cells will die if acid is more. So that is not good for the soil. Alkaline above 7.5 means it becomes dark blue in color. So what will happen? It is alkaline in nature. Too much of alkali is also not good because plants require a certain amount of alkali. It can't take more than that percentage. So it is also not good. So your soil should be in which range? 5.5 to 7.5. Okay, if pH range is more than 5.5 means in that what is there? Nitrate is more, means the nitrogen content is more. Looking at that only, what will the farmers will do? Will grow the crops, that crops which requires nitrate more, that types of crops only they will grow. So they will get a good yield of crops. A soil needs nitrogen, okay, phosphorus and potassium. NPK, you know that the farmers are adding fertilizers. Okay, why do they add the fertilizers? Because the soil is not having nitrogen content, or the soil is not having phosphorus content, or the soil is not having potassium content. So to increase that sodium, potassium or phosphorus, the fertilizers are added. So if pH value is more than 5.5 means that soil is having a good nitrate content, means nitrogen content is more. So you can grow plants which requires more nitrogen, that is leguminous plants, that is what to call it as the plants which will have seeds inside it, seeds, okay, leguminous plants you can grow. If your pH value is 6 to 7 means it is having phosphorus content more. So those plants which can take phosphorus more, that plants can be grown over here. So this is what the pH content of soil, what it is, 5.5, it is more than 5.5, it is having nitrate content, it is more 6 to 7 it contains phosphate. So pH value is very important for the farmers to get a good yield. The normal pH range is 5.5 to 7.5. Now let us see how the pH value in our digestive system affects us. Now we know that the digestive system pH value should be between 1.5 to 3.5. Okay? If the pH value changes in our digestive system, what happens? We have to see. Stomach is producing digestive juice which contains HCl, hydrochloric acid. So already in our stomach, hydrochloric acid is there. While I was explaining the digestive system, I explained to this. Hydrochloric acid is very important because it will make our food acidic in nature and will help in digestion of proteins. So what happens when we eat overeating of certain foods, that is oily food, and digestion does not take place properly? What happens at that time? The acid in our stomach will increase because all the proteins won't be digested. So because the heavy food, fat, that is the protein content heavy food we have taken, then we will take what we call it as all masala food, what we say, that foods will affect our stomach. It won't be able to easily digest because hydrochloric acid, whatever is their power, it has a power to limitation. So it will only convert certain protein foods, that is food into protein. Certain food will remain as it is. So all the hydrochloric acid won't be used. So hydrochloric acid percentage increases in our stomach. Okay. So what will happen? We will suffer from irritation and pain, that is acidity, what we will get if the acid increases in our stomach. So acidity will face. So what we have to do? We have to neutralize. How will you neutralize? By taking antacids. Okay, what is antacid? Milk of magnesia, or the digestive, what to call it as a liquid which is pink in color, that liquid will get. If we drink that, immediately whatever the excess hydrochloric acid is produced will get neutralized, because we have learned acid and base when react with each other, they neutralize each other and gets converted into salt. So the percentage of acid will become less. That is when we eat, okay, hot, that is what we call it as a spicy food, then this type of things will occur in our stomach because our stomach won't be able to digest so much spicy food. That is why we should be very careful when you are eating the food. Eat always nutritive food. Don't eat the junk food. It will cause acidity. Overeating, too much of eating. The food is very nice. You will take more servings of that food. That will not be good because our stomach has a limitation for digesting. So undigestion will create irritation, pain, and that will create the level of hydrochloric acid in our body, and then we have to go for the doctor, or we have to go for the tablets, or we have to go for the milk of magnesia to neutralize, and then pain and irritation will become less. That is what happens in the stomach. But besides that, some extra things also happen which is not given in your book, just to pay attention here. That is, if the pH value becomes, that is more than 7, the protein digestion won't take place in our body, because the pepsin which is produced to digest the protein, it has a pH value of 2 and 3. It will become activate during that pH value 2 and 3, not more than 7. That means completely the protein digestion will stop in our body if the pH value increases more than 7. So that is not good for our body. So protein remains undigested. That same undigested food will go to your small intestine. There also some part of the protein will be digested and goes into the large intestine, and then it will be thrown out. So protein content, whatever is needed in our body, will not be up to that mark. So that is why the pH value of the stomach should not increase more than 7. If the pH value becomes 1 or 1.5 less, means it will become more acidic. More acidic, be careful, it will help for the bacteria to grow in our stomach. And these bacteria may later on affect the walls. We know that mucous membrane is there in the stomach, because what it does, it protects the walls of the stomach from getting damaged by hydrochloric acid. But the acid becomes too much, so that mucous membrane cannot tolerate the strength of the acid. What it will do, it starts developing cancerous, as ulcers. From the ulcers, the cancerous growth will happen, and you will get a stomach cancer. So that is too much of spicy foods, too much of your junk food will make this effect. The acidic percentage will increase in our stomach, which the stomach cannot tolerate, and which will give invitation for the bacterial growth. If bacterial growth, once it starts, what will happen? The stomach will start, the mucous membrane cannot save the walls of the stomach. It will form ulcers, and that ulcers later on will get converted into cancer. That is how the stomach cancer we have to suffer. So you have to be very careful regarding the digestive system. It is very delicate organ, stomach. So it can digest only a limit type of nutritive food. So you have to be very careful when you are intaking the food. Let it be a nutritive value food. Next, pH causes tooth decay. Many times we will say tooth decay. Why? The reason is a pH value. The neutral pH value of tooth is 7. So it should not go more than 7, it should not come below 7. That will cause the decay in our mouth. How that is? I told you, acidic foods and drinks, aerated drinks, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all that cold drinks, they are not good, because they contain carbon dioxide gas inside that what is filled, and it is not good for our teeth. What will happen? The cavity will start forming in our mouth. More the acid food and more the drink, the teeth will come in contact with long time the acidic food or the cold drinks, the tooth will start decaying. Because what happens? The pH value decreases to 5.5, which is not good for the teeth. The normal pH value should be 7, then our teeth will be healthy. To get the healthy teeth, the mouth, that is the pH value should be 7, then our teeth won't be affected. So acidic foods and your cold drinks. Children are very much attracted towards the cold drinks. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Sprite, this, that. But see, if it stays more, if it comes in contact with the teeth, Slowly, slowly it gave invitation for the bacteria to form cavity and your teeth will start becoming decay. That is what the main reason. What happens if the that is your pH value increases more than 7? It is very good for the teeth because it will make the teeth stronger. But less than 7, the teeth should not, pH value should not become less. But more than 7, it will make the teeth, stronger, and it will remineralize whatever the content. Calcium is very important for the growth of teeth. So mineral is calcium. So the calcium content it will maintain in the teeth. Remineralize. That is what the teeth is needed. So that is why the neutral pH value should be 7. Don't eat more acidic food. Don't drink aerated drinks. Don't make your teeth to come in contact with more acidic food, more aerated drinks. It will give the invitation for the growth of bacteria which will start forming the tooth decay. Your gums will be also spoiled and your teeth will be also spoiled. So be careful while you are choosing the food to eat. That is what the pH changes causes the tooth decay. Now let us see the pH value, the last point what is given. Self-defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare. Okay. So what is it chemical warfare means? Certain animals are there. For example, bee you take. When the bee stings, okay, it releases an acid which is called as methanoic acid. Okay, which in our blood it mixes. That sting will contain the methanoic acid. Easily from that sting the methanoic acid will mix with the blood and it causes irritation and pain where the bee has stung. That particular area will start irritating and pain will be there. So bee, okay, you know that bee which makes the honey bees. Their sting contains methanoic acid. When they bite the human body, that sting pierces inside the skin, and what happens? As soon as the sting comes into contact with the blood, the methanoic acid dissolves in the blood, and that particular area, irritation and pain will start. That is what the bee, as a defense by animals. It is a defense mechanism of what? Bee. Okay, you should not, you should not play with the bee or you should not hit the bee, because what they will think that we are going to harm them. So for that they are, self-defense they are doing. So they will come and sting us. That sting contains methanoic acid and which will bring irritation and pain to in that particular area. How to release from this irritation and pain? Very simple solution is there. What is the solution? Okay, you apply baking soda, acid. Soda is base. Acid and base when reacts, it neutralizes. The effect of the acid will become less and your irritation and pain will become less. That is what baking soda. Okay, what is baking soda? It is basic in nature. Methanoic acid is acidic in nature. We know acid and bases when they react with each other, salt is formed and that salt is neutralization. So the effect of methanoic acid will be decreased when you apply the baking soda. That is what the defense mechanism of animals. Even some plants are there. Okay, the nettle leaf. They have stinging hairs on them. So when the leaf comes in contact with our human body, that hairs will be sting in our body, and that hairs also contains the same thing. What it contains? Methanoic acid. It will also start what? Pain and irritation in that particular area where the stinging hairs are in that particular place. For this also solution is there. What is the solution in that place? The solution for this is nothing but you have a dock plant. It is one type of plant. the leaf of that dock plant, if you apply in that particular area, the what you call it as the irritation and pain will be, you will be released with the, or will be relieved with the irritation and pain in that particular area. So this is what self-defense. Even the plants will do self-defense and animals will do self-defense. What does this shows over here? Acid and base, that is neutralization reaction is very important. So the irritation and pain will be relief when the baking soda is applied when a bee stings, or when nettle leaf stinging hairs enter into our body. The application of dock plant leaf on that, rub the dock plant leaf on that particular area, the irritation and pain will be released. In your reader activity 2.13 is given. What is this activity? Let us see. Certain bases names are given. It is the, what you call it as the verbal form of the compounds are given. Potassium sulfate, sodium sulfate, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, copper sulfate, sodium chloride, sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate, ammonium chloride, potassium chloride. Okay. Now you have to write down its chemical formula, whose all these, whatever the names of the bases are given, its chemical formula we have to write it down. So potassium sulfate, okay, potassium is K, sulfate is SO4. So the chemical formula is K2SO4. Sodium sulfate, Na2SO4. Calcium sulfate, CaSO4. Magnesium sulfate, MgSO4. Copper sulfate, CuSO4. Sodium chloride, NaCl. Sodium nitrate, NaNO3. Sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Say ammonium chloride. Ammonium, NH4Cl. Potassium chloride, KCl. These are the some of the bases asked to you. They are now asking further question. You have to identify the family to which these bases belong. Always when you are writing a base, the first element whatever you write, it will be a positive ion. The second whatever you write, it is a element or a compound, it is a negative ion. For example, potassium sulfate, KSO4. K is a positive ion and SO4 is a compound which is a negative ion. Na2SO4, Na, sodium is a positive ion, SO4 is a negative ion. So this is a positive ion, this is a negative ion. This is a positive ion, negative ion. Positive ion, negative. Positive, negative. Positive ion, negative. Almost all the metals are usually positive ions and non-metals are negative. Sodium is positive, nitrate is negative. Sodium is positive, carbonate is negative. Ammonia is positive, chlorine is negative. Potassium is positive, chlorine is negative. You have to identify the group. You have to name the family. You can name the family with the positive ion also and with the negative ion also. For example, you take over here sodium sulfate, sodium chloride, sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate, sodium, 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 sodium. So these four of them belong to the sodium family. According to the positive ion, the family name you can give it as sodium family. Why? Because sodium sulfate, sodium is there. Sodium chloride, sodium is there. Sodium nitrate, sodium is there. Sodium carbonate, sodium is there. So you can say that the sodium sulfate, sodium chloride, sodium nitrate and sodium carbonate, these three along with this, they belong to the sodium family. Why? Because the first positive ion is sodium in this. Okay. Now let us take with the negative ion. Can we name the family? Yes. Sulfate, 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 sulfate. All these are belonging to sulfate family. SO4, 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 SO4. So you can say that all these bases, potassium sulfate, sodium sulfate, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate and copper sulfate belongs to sulfate family. According to negative ions, the name of the family. Now look here. Chloride, chloride, chloride. So, sodium chloride, ammonium chloride and potassium chloride belongs to the chloride family. Cl, Cl, Cl. So, you can name the family of the bases with the help of the positive ions and the negative ions. So, once again I will explain you. Sodium sulfate, sodium. Sodium chloride, sodium. Sodium nitrate, sodium. Sodium carbonate, sodium. So, in all these, sodium is the positive ion which is present. So, we can say that sodium sulfate, sodium chloride, sodium nitrate and sodium carbonate belongs to sodium family. Okay. See here over here. Potassium sulfate, sodium sulfate, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, copper sulfate. So all these five, whatever the bases are there, they are having sulfate ion in common. So they all belong to sulfate family. Then see, sodium chloride, ammonium chloride, potassium chloride, 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 chloride. So all these bases are having chloride at the last. So they belong to chloride family. So this is how when bases are given, if you write down its chemical formula, you can identify them or you can give the family name according to the positive ions and according to the negative ions. This is how we have to solve activity 2.13, where you have to write down the chemical formula and you have to identify to which group they belong. So here I will end my video. Bye children. Thank you children.